Just be super. Always be kind to one another. I am the almost superhero, so always be good to one another.
Hi Nikki, it's Ange from K-Zone here. I am so excited to speak with you today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I cannot wait. I'm very excited.
Is there anyone in particular that you're keen to take on in the ring?
Oh, for me, Rhea Ripley, she's my former friend who betrayed me. And, she has been telling everyone that I'm now the villain. But for me, I am the superhero. I am the almost superhero, Nikki A.S.H. So to me, Rhea is the villain. Like, Rhea has betrayed me. I looking forward to getting my hands on Rhea Ripley, my former teammate. And besides Rhea, we have some great legends returning. We have Mickie James, we have Michelle McCool, we have Lita, we have the Bella twins, we have Summer Rae, and I think it's just going to be amazing to mix it up. I love the Bella twins, like I love Nicole and Brie, and it's just going to be such an amazing night.
Who were your role models growing up?
For myself, the Hurricane and Mighty Molly, they were the superheroes of WWE, back in the day. They were they fought for justice. So I was always a huge fan of them, and it really inspired, what I'm performing now and who I am now. And then besides those two, I always, Lita was one of my biggest role models. The first time I ever watched a WWE event, it was Lita and the Hardy Boys versus Trish Stratus, Test and Albert. And Lita was just, oh my goodness, she had these combats on, she had these cool boots, she had this cool, awesome t-shirt, she was doing Hurricane Ranas, she was doing moonsaults, she was doing things that, like, I'd only ever seen in, like movies. Like, I'd never seen, like, a real life person do this. So for me, I was like, oh my God, she's so exciting to watch. And, so that's definitely some role models right there.
What is the most rebellious thing you have ever done?
I remember, and I do not recommend this for the readers, like, please do not do this. I got into so much trouble. I remember just like getting really bored and just picking up some coloured pencils and coloured crayons, and I just drew all over the book. It wasn't my property. It was, the school's property. And my mum and dad were so mad, and they like yelled at me, and then they were like, okay, fine, go and face the consequences from your teacher. And my teacher just, I think as she made me stay in during playtime, like, and I was like not allowed I had to like kind of, like, I was kind of hoping I would get a new book, and they were like, no, you have to keep with the book that you've just drew all over. That's your fault. So I mean, I've probably done way more rebellious things in my teenager times, like being a teenager, but off the bat, that's the first memory I think of when I think rebel. It led me down a dark path, like drawing on my skill books with crayons.
So we know that you're a massive superheroes fan. So I've got to ask you, who are your favorites?
It's like the toughest question because I love them all. Oh my goodness. I mean, Captain America, Wonder Woman, Rogue from X-Men. Like, she was like the first superhero that I completely fell in love with. I love the Marvel movies, I love the DC movies, and I actually loved Supergirl too, like the television show. I thought that was a great show, and I think Supergirl, like, I think that it's really inspirational. Like, someday there would be days where I'm feeling a little down and I'd put on Supergirl and it would make me smile because it's so positive and it tells wonderful stories. It's so hard, I can't just name one, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Who's yours? Besides me, of course.
I'm Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen.
So No Way Home, I went to see No Way Home, Spider-Man. No spoilers, I would never do that. I would never do that. But it's probably like pretty much a perfect movie. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So excellent taste with Spider-Man, excellent. And Nikki A.S.H, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course, okay.
Did you collect any figurines or merch from superheroes, seeing as you're such a big fan?
It wasn't really until I started, till I settled in America, and in my house now, like, I've started to build up like a little collection of like Funko Pops and some, I've got some Star Wars.
Well, we do love hearing that you have a Funko Pops collection. So I know that you're into heroes, but are there any kind of villains that you respect?
I think you always need to respect the villains, because I think, villains they always have a reason for what they're doing. They always believe they're right. You know, they might be misguided, they might be misunderstood, but I always think you need to respect the villains. Just because, you know, you don't have a hero if you don't have a villain. Like, you know, I think heroes and villains, much like in wrestling, much like, you know, movies and television shows, comic books, you always need the protagonist and you need the antagonist. They're always compelling. You always have to respect your villain.
What advice would you give to our readers who are interested in becoming WWE Superstars one day?
You want to find a good wrestling, like find a wrestling school, and that's kind of, and for me, you know, stick with your studies as well. You know, I studied at the University of Glasgow and got my bachelor's degree, and now I'm actually at the University of Edinburgh, and I'm studying for my master's. So I would say stick with your studies, because, you know, it's just about managing your time, and like, you know, there's so much flexibility now with education and online learning, but keep up your studies, because, you know, it's good to, you know, have something else in the back pocket. But I think, you know, just be prepared to work really, really, really hard. Like, this isn't, you know, I felt like I worked so hard to get to WWE, just like any professional athlete in any profession or any sport does. But really, you know, when I got to WWE, the hard work, that's when it really began. So it's just understand what you're getting yourself into. Like, it's the most fulfilling, it's amazing, it's exciting, it's a dream come true. But understand you're going to work hard, and there's certain things that you need to, you know, sacrifice. You know, you're going to miss birthdays, and you're going to miss certain things, and, you know, it's worth it. You know, just kind of put in the work.
Do you have a message for our K-zoners in Australia and New Zealand?
Just be super. You know, always be kind to one another. I am the almost superhero, so always be good to one another.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to check out more cool videos, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. K-Zone you later.